It's time for the Drugless Doctor. Call a friend or family member now and let them benefit from today's exciting and life-changing program. If you want to lead a healthier life, the time is now.
Hello, this is Dr. Bob DeMaria, and welcome once again to the Drugless Doctor. And tonight we have a very, very special guest that's going to be joining Dr. Casen and myself here in a moment. Do you have a weight loss issue? I should say a weight gain issue. It's been estimated up to 60% of the adults in the United States today are 20 pounds or more overweight. And I've read varying statistics, but the children in the United States are about 30% of them are overweight. And they estimate that the children born between the year 2000 and 2010, by the time 2030 comes, they will be diabetic. And I have someone who, it's just amazing how her life has changed. And I would like to introduce Dr. Casen, let her do the introductions.
Okay, so today what we have is our special guest. Initially, when she first came into our practice, I know one of her main goals was working on weight issues, but also fatigue. So I want to introduce Donna, and we're going to hear her amazing story, and also you're going to be able to see her transformation. Thank you for coming, Donna.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for being who you are and what you guys do.
You know, before you even start to talk, you can see right here, we'll take this down. This is what Donna looked like not quite 2 years ago. And what a phenomenal transformation. Doesn't even look like the same human being. I'm just so excited. So I'm going to take this down so we don't distract everybody.
Okay, Donna, so when you first came into our office, why don't we start from the beginning? So we saw your picture when you first came in, and how many pounds heavier were you in July 2012?
80 pounds heavier.
80 pounds heavier. 80 pounds, okay?
80 pounds on this little frame.
So you want to, that is unbelievable. So you want to tell us about when you came into the office and your experience. So we'll start from the top.
Taking it from the top, I always say I did not have chronic pain when I came to see the doctors. I had chronic fatigue. That is not my personality. Yeah, we all get tired from a busy day, but it was just constant fatigue, and I knew something was wrong, obviously besides the weight. So I started going to Dr. Bob. I heard about him through one of his other patients, and she had results with her fibromyalgia, so I knew he was going to help me. And so we started in the first adjustment, or I call them attunements. And then my first attunement with Dr. Bob, the energy just shot right up my spine. I was like, hello, thank you, I just needed that, thank you. 2 days later, I came back to the office, and Dr. Casen gave me my second shot. Boom, the energy shot from the bottom of my spine to the top of my head. I was like, okay, I can do this. And that was in July 2012. And then they started talking about October and November 2012. They were talking about they're going to do the January 13 weeks weight loss program starting in January 2013. So I'm like, count me in, I'm in on this one. And so I also had the news that there was 2 weddings in the family for September coming up, September 2013. And one of them was my nephew. One was my cousin, one was my nephew. And I said, day of my nephew's wedding, I'm going to be 80 pounds thinner on the day of his wedding. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. So we started the weight loss program. You gave us the sheets. You gave us a rough draft and a foundation of where to go, what to do, putting in the healthy oils. I hate coconut. I hate the taste of coconut. They got me having coconut oil twice a day. I don't even know I eat it anymore because it's all mixed in with oregano and into my food with the Celtic salt, the pepper, the basil, garlic. I don't even know I'm eating coconut oil anymore. I took the banana out of my diet. He told me take the banana out. You want a potassium, eat a half of an avocado. Guess what I eat every day? Half of an avocado a day gets in my food somewhere along the line. So the journey started. We were writing down everything. We had to write down exercising, things like that. So little by little, I just started doing it. And that started on January 7th was the diet. By the time it was mid-February, I was completely off cookies, chocolate, sugar, and I started to really feel better. When I started walking I know the 3 rules of the walking. The first 20 minutes is just your cardiovascular. When you walk 30 minutes, it's your cardiovascular health, and you maintain your weight. When you hit the 45-minute mark, you are now burning stored fat. Well, if I'm going to walk, I want bang for the buck. I'm going to burn the stored fat. So that's what I did. Slowly but surely, I implemented so many positive things that the doctors taught me, and other places I learned and went to classes for, and things that I knew from the past. And I have to mention Dr. Oz website and some of the gurus, the fitness gurus. So I was walking, I was doing yoga, I was doing flex exercises, I was just weight training. It just started to come together. It didn't happen overnight. It did not, I'm going to repeat that again. It did not happen overnight. I didn't start walking 45 minutes the first day. The first day was 15 minutes. I'm like, oh my God, how the heck am I going to get to 45? So I just continued slowly but surely. Every day I made positive steps, every day a little bit. They were very encouraging. They didn't yell at me to say, well, you're still eating cookies, get off those cookies. No, it was like, oh, you're making progress. You're not eating 10 cookies a day, now you're eating 5. Okay, let's just keep going on that scale. So it was just a very slow thing. By the time I got to my cousin's wedding was September 14th, I was down 72 pounds. I had to go another week, and I was like, how am I going to lose another 8 pounds before my nephew's wedding, being in New York, right? So I did it. I went to the morning of his wedding. I made it to 76 pounds thinner the day of my nephew's wedding. And yeah, I didn't quite make the 80, but as far as I'm concerned, I did. So that's my story. I was kind to myself. I'm still kind to myself. If I have something processed once in a while, we all like our cookies or whatever you like to have. But this has been a journey my whole life. I will say this, I gave up in 1979. I stopped drinking Coke and Pepsi. So it's 34 years I have not had Coke or Pepsi. Sorry, but I haven't. I haven't had McDonald's. I've been 20 years organic food eater. The last 15 years I've been a vegetarian. To do what they ask us to do, you don't have to be vegetarian. You do have something over me. You can get easily protein from your salmon, from your fish, and if you eat a little bit of beef during the course of your week. That is something I'm conscious about, is making sure I get my proteins in for the day, because we need them. We need them more than anything. And I realize that. My energy is through the roof. I feel better now than I ever have in a long time. And, you know, it's just being kind to yourself, being positive. I didn't beat on myself and say, why did I eat that extra cookie? I'm like, oh, well, tomorrow's another day. You know, just that's how I did it. You guys really helped. I mean, you were encouragement, the support. You know, it's just everybody in the office was supportive. Oh, my God, you look so different. Oh, my God, you know, and it helps you. It keeps you going.
So that's just a lot of information. What I'm going to do, so I can debrief in my own brain, we're going to take a short break, and we're going to be right back. Hello, this is Dr. Bob DeMaria, the Drugless Doctor. I would like to invite you to join me and our team at our practice in either Westlake or Elyria, Ohio. We are drugless doctors. Our goal is to help inform you to make wise decisions about your own health and your family's health. We will sit down with you and we will actually talk and listen to you and listen to your concerns. We have very advanced technology in our practice. We have digital video fluoroscopy, we have thermography, we have biocommunication testing. Our goal is to learn about what's going on inside of you to help you create a strategy of wellness. Wellness is not something that's really evasive. It's there. We're here to make a difference in your life. Call the number on the screen today. I promise you, you'll be glad you did. Hello, this is Dr. Bob DeMaria. Welcome back to the Drugless Doctor. And we've been talking to Donna. Donna, as you can see from looking at her picture right now, has lost 80 pounds in a very, very short time in consideration of how long she was carrying that weight. And we're going to repeat and go over a few of the nuggets that she did. We have some important questions that we wanted to ask her. But if you are like 60% of the other adult Americans today, you really want to listen to what's going on. And as a side note, when we did the program with Donna, Dr. Anthony and Dr. Casen took this information and we submitted it to an individual who created an article. And so Donna was a part of a group that happens to be in a peer-reviewed journaled article. And what was really exciting for us is that so many of them lowered their HA1C, or the A1C, which is the amount of glucose on hemoglobin. And it's one of the very first chiropractic published articles about weight loss. And it was really a blessing for so many. And Donna was a part of that. Dr. Casen.
Okay, so we're going to start at the beginning. With Donna, number one, with all of her weight loss, what we're working on, us being chiropractors, we work with the brain and the spinal cord. So she calls them attunements. With our adjustments, they're very gentle, specific adjustments to the spine. And from all of our films, our different assessments that we were doing on her, we were finding different areas that weren't in that proper alignment that also were causing some interference to her arms, her hands, even the pancreas is directly impacted by any kind of misalignments in your spine. So number one, we were working on making sure that everything was healing and at optimal function. Now I know that before we took the break, you had talked about coconut oil.
Yes.
So the importance of coconut oil. What happens is with the coconut oil, it's a medium chain fatty acid and it helps to support the brain and the spinal cord. And by utilizing coconut oil, and you could be doing 2 to 4 tablespoons every day. And this could be incorporating it into your vegetables. You could be putting it on some brown rice cakes. This helps to support brain and spinal cord function, but also it helps to promote weight loss and improve your metabolism. So that's one thing. Anyone at home, if you want to start promoting your weight loss journey, coconut oil is one of the best things that you can start incorporating on a daily basis.
You know what, before we have time to talk about the avocado, I want you to know that I use 2 tablespoons of coconut oil every day. And I know that Dr. Casen, she had read this article about farmers and what the farmers were doing. They were going to give their cows coconut oil because they thought the cows were going to get fat. I kind of chuckle when I think about this. And the cows started losing weight. Now, I'm not saying you're a cow, but if you're thinking about losing weight, adding this oil to your life will make a huge difference. And coconut oil is also important for your mind and your memory. So that's one of the small little changes that you made. And Dr. Casen, you want to talk about the avocado and then...
The avocado, so many people, they have a myth or they've read their health magazines saying eat your bananas because you need your potassium. Commonly with people that come into our practice, they have a lot of left shoulder, neck, even upper back pain from the fruits that they're consuming, especially bananas. They have one of the highest sugar contents, but also it's how your pancreas breaks down the sugars and causes inflammation. So another small tip, a new thing that Donna started to incorporate for her potassium is an avocado. You can get organic avocados for a great price, and anywhere that you are right now shopping, look for those organic foods so that you're not adding extra chemicals inside your body, especially with weight loss. The avocados have great healthy oils for brain function and also to help promote overall healing in your body.
Okay, Donna, so let's just kind of debrief on, you were 80 pounds overweight for how long?
At least 15 years, at least.
So what do you think happened that you finally made the decision that it was time?
It was time. It was time, because I've been organic, I've been a vegetarian. How can you be a heavy-set vegetarian?
I know, I was kind of
It's
thinking
like,
about
I'm
that.
eating all this organic food with my left hand and eating the junk food with the right, and I'm like, something's wrong, I shouldn't be doing this, but you do, you know, human nature. But now things have changed.
So were you eating, so you're you really were watching everything you were eating, but you
On
were
the left hand,
probably
yes.
eating too much of the other also, or were you
Yes.
addicted to the sugar maybe?
I was addicted to sugar, and I wasn't exercising the way I should. So that was a big thing. You know, it's like, gotta have my chocolate every day. I'm a chocoholic, gotta have my chocolate every day. And I did, you know.
So were you eating chocolate for maybe, was it an emotional, because I know that a lot of people
No, it tastes
crave-
delicious.
I I understand that. So what did you replace the chocolate with? What, because there's a transfer that goes on, I think, for some individuals.
Well, you know, I kind of switched over to the dark chocolate and cocoa powder, which is even better for you because the cocoa powder doesn't have the sugar in it the way the dark chocolate does. I look for the organic dark chocolate. But my biggest thing is we talked about the coconut oil and the avocado oil. My breakfast every morning is a avocado spinach omelet. I don't put the olive oil in the pan. That's where my tablespoon of coconut oil, so I don't taste the coconut oil. It's in my, it's in the pan. I make my omelet. It's the half of the avocado or a quarter of the avocado, and I keep the other quarter for during the day. So with all that protein and all that satiating monosaturated fats feeding my brain and feeding my heart, I'm not hungry for 3 or 4 hours. I'm not having those cravings. The cravings are gone. I notice that if there's parties and okay, I have a little bit of sugar here and a little bit of this, I notice for a few days after, I got the cravings. And the inflammation's very noticeable in my fingers. So I'm like, all right, boot camp, back to normal. Get off that stuff again.
I have to stop you for a minute because I need you to repeat that because I think, see, what we have been blessed to learn is that what you eat impacts you.
Yes.
So when you came to, obviously, you're from the southern part of the United States. That's a joke. Actually, you're coming from the New York area, coming to the Midwest, then all of a sudden, food can create pain or take away pain.
Right.
People are not used to hearing this.
Yes.
And so were you shocked yourself when you started making lifestyle changes and pain started to go away?
No, not really. Because I've been making changes here and there through my life. I mean, I smoked. I quit smoking 27 years ago. As I said, I gave up, McDonald's and Coke and Pepsi 34 years ago. So it's been down the path.
This was like the last
This was the last
leg of it.
Yeah.
So by her, because I know this has happened to me myself. My oldest son graduated back in 2000, and we had healthy graduation cake. Mm-hmm. And we had some left over. And you know what? I ate some of that graduation cake, and I wanted to have more of it. So if you were to come to our house right now, if you wanted anything sweet, we could give you some organic raisins.
I got my organic apple.
but you know what I'm saying? So it is an addictive issue. So I think it's really important for 126 million Americans woke up today in pain. 126 million. Yeah. Now listen. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to wrap it all up. Be right back. Hello, this is Dr. Bob DeMaria, the Drugless Doctor. I would like to invite you to join me and our team at our practice in either Westlake or Elyria, Ohio. We are drugless doctors. Our goal is to help inform you to make wise decisions about your own health and your family's health. We will sit down with you and we will actually talk and listen to you and listen to your concerns. We have very advanced technology in our practice. We have digital video fluoroscopy, we have thermography, we have biocommunication testing. Our goal is to learn about what's going on inside of you to help you create a strategy of wellness. Wellness is not something that's really evasive. It's there. We're here to make a difference in your life. Call the number on the screen today. I promise you, you'll be glad you did. Hello, this is Dr. Bob DeMaria, and welcome back to the Drugless Doctor. And we have been talking to Donna, she's our biggest loser in a very positive way, and a total transformation. If you're watching this right now, you could go to our YouTube channel, which is Drugless Doctors, DRS, and watch this segment over again. If you happen to be watching us in our office right now and you need a little bit of weight loss help, I'm sure that we can help make a difference in your life. And if you have a business or organization that need some help with weight loss, we've been doing this a long time. We're here to make a difference for you. Dr. Casen, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, so Donna was talking about some small steps that she has started to incorporate as far as weight loss. But I know with her experience of working on weight loss for the past 20 years that it was a different type of approach for her. So what I want you to talk about, Donna, is I want you to talk about your experience. So you're coming to chiropractors for weight loss. A lot of people out there, they don't realize that your overall nervous system impacts everything. So it's your brain, your spinal cord. We're working on making sure that there's no interference that could be causing you not to heal at 100%. So you want to tell us a little bit about your experience when you first came into our office, the people, what it was like, you know, were you anxious about anything when you first came in, and the communication that we had?
I had a wonderful experience. I was ready to make the changes. At that point, I didn't know about the weight loss yet. I knew I needed my energy back up. I knew the chronic fatigue had to go. That's what I knew at that point in time. And I just figured, knowing that I've been on this journey, that things will, you know, step by step, things will take place. And so when I came in, everybody is awesome in the office. The young ladies, the administrators at the desk, and how they answer the phone and take care of you. And of course the doctors, and Dr. Anthony, he's not here today. But it was a very positive experience for me. I knew that being that I was on this journey of health, and when I was told about Dr. Bob, and I saw you do one of the ladies workshops in May that year, I gotta go. And that's what I started, because I was like, okay, I need to make the final changes, not the final changes, I shouldn't say that, but the next change in the next chapter of my life, because I was too young to feel what I was feeling. And I was like, this isn't gonna carry over into my older age if I even get there. So I never really felt my age. I always think I'm younger than what my license actually says. So, but now I actually meet that criteria and feel really like that. You know, having the first adjustments and continuing with the adjustments has been awesome. And like I said, when once you let me know that the weight loss program was going to start in January 13, and 13 weeks of doing the program, I'm like, rock on, and I just signed up for it, and I just kept going after you guys, after we were done with the 13 weeks, I just kept going. And that's how, people said to me, you must have starved yourself. No, I eat 5-6 times a day and I'm quite full and satisfied. Thank you. Well, you must have starved yourself. No, I eat 5-6 times a day. That was my, and I'm like, well, I have, and they go, well, what did you do? And I said, well, I'll give you a couple of hints. 2 tablespoons of coconut oil to get started. Take the banana out of your diet and do a half an avocado. And they would look at me and go, I can't do that. And I went, well, then you're not going to lose the weight. So there you go. I just gave them small information, but I made a lot of changes in a small way, in small steps, and that's because of you guys and the support that I got. You didn't berate us, like if we had a slip up in our sheets and writing down our journals and things like that. It was support. It was like, okay, don't worry about it. You had it that day. You're doing good the rest of the week, and having that support, it was awesome. And it was positive energy. It was, you can do it. It wasn't, again, the berating, like, what do you mean you didn't exercise that day? And which I did every day.